Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. I don't get to say that very often, but hello, welcome on in. Hey, Sui, good afternoon. Blue, good morning. Did you happen to watch the direct? This is a very special bonus stream. I rarely ever do like live reaction videos or streams or anything, but there was just so much to unpack with the Splatoon 3 direct. And oh, it's noon? Are you in Toronto? I thought you were in I thought you were in Seattle or Portland or something. Okay, well, hi, good noon. Oh, you're in Charlotte. Okay. Well, you're in the South, so I still feel bad for you. No, I'm joking. But hello. Welcome on in, everybody. Luna, Jamie, hey, a wonderful direct. I'm honestly not going to talk a ton about the direct because there's already just so much that's kind of been said and whatnot. We don't talk about missiles, no. But yeah, we're actually doing a deep dive into the Squid Research Lab deep dive into the Splatlands, which is basically a new webpage that's Nintendo posted all about Splatoon 3. So it kind of covers a lot of things that we had seen in the direct, but this covers a lot more information specific, I think, and what makes Splatoon 3 different than Splatoon 2. Seekit, hello, welcome on in. So I'm just going to kind of go on and read the article. Now, this is my lunch break, so I have a hard cutoff at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is in 57 minutes. I hope we can get through all of it then, and we can all learn and explore these things together. And I've already glanced through this website a little bit, and it's really cool, especially with learning about information that's different in Splatoon 3 than Splatoon 2. But with that being said, a fantastic direct that we saw. And I'm actually recording this session because I might upload it to YouTube. I don't know. So if I'm on YouTube, I'm Falco Flyer. I stream on Twitch. And yeah, it's just kind of a fun deep dive, especially if you don't feel like reading this webpage yourself, because it's kind of long. It's pretty lengthy. But I went ahead and have it all here. So you can see the URL here. I'll also post it in chat if you want to click it and follow along. You guys can do that too. But yeah, this is a confidential report. Good thing we're literally streaming it. Squid Research Lab dives deep into the Splatlands. So all about Splatoon 3, things that were covered in the direct, things that were not covered in the direct. Hey, Goddess of Toast, welcome on in. And Delpox, thank you for the 44 months of resub. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's confidential, I know. It's confidential, and it's a URL that anybody can access, right? All right, so without further ado, okay, Squid Research Lab here with a strictly confidential-ish deep dive from our on-location research in the Splatlands. You're gonna be listening, sounds good. You don't need to read on to enjoy the Splatoon 3 TM game, but fellow ink enthusiasts who lie awake at night contemplating the culture, customs, and contraptions of Splatland residents are in luck. That's us. That is us. Wait, you don't want to read this yet, but you're gonna listen? Okay. Sounds good. And I'll try not to interrupt and read chat until the end of paragraphs or segments too. But yeah, one of the cool things we're gonna talk about is this lobby. So we've triangulated the location of the lobby that towers over Splatsville. Join a battle by visiting the battle pot, or take a stroll into the test range to train those tentacles. Enter the battle menu via the button or the battle pot in the lobby. Thanks to significant scientific advancement, you can also press the L button to open the menu. But look at this lobby. Look at this practice range. It looks amazing. It looks so cool, and there's just a lot more there. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna read on, but I'm pretty sure that there are enemies that can fire ink back at you. So facilities, it seems like the lobby is a hub of sorts with other kinds of facilities. The test range. The bulk of the building is reserved for the test range, where impassioned Inklings and Octolings can warm up while they wait. In addition to targets, a state-of-the-art copy machine serves as a practice dummy. This dummy is no dunce, however. It will retaliate with enemy ink so you can practice defensive maneuvers. I think that is a fantastic addition to the practice range. That's something you see in a lot of games that we don't have currently, but it's a way to have these enemies shoot back at you. You can't really practice any defense, and I think that's awesome. The shop, I love it. I love the shop. Hey Ani, welcome on in. Hey Ginger, hey Exile, welcome on in. All right, the shop, the Crab and Go, is a charming little shop inside the lobby. Turn in a ticket to net extra experience and cash with food and drinks that will benefit you in a battle. Note, taste tests are currently inconclusive. Social creatures that they are, Inklings and Octolings like to redeem tickets for shareable smorgasbords that'll benefit the whole team. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I like how it's all in kind of the same area, too. I think that's going to be really nice. Now we have Judd. Judd is back. Enjoy your alert, Clover. The furry fellow on the couch is none other than Judd. I like the puns. He's always up for sharing helpful battle tips. He might even let you put his advice into action at the test range. Smorgasbord. So he gives you advice, you can use it. Pretty cool. All right, lobby terminal. Take some inspiration from the Squid research lab by conducting your own studies at the terminal next to the battle pot. So this is going to be really cool. View the results of your 50 most recent battles with your battle log and rewatch your freshest and not so freshest matches with the battle replay function. We're no meteorologists, but studies show that these battle replays can be uploaded to the cloud and shared via code. This is absolutely huge. Like, this is, and I'm thinking from a TO's perspective, but this is absolutely huge that you have a log of these games. And if you can watch your last 50 matches and change your point of view, that's going to be something I think they bring up later. And that was mentioned in the direct. But like, that is absolutely crazy that we can do that. And I had a tweet that I was mentioning, like, this is going to be great for TOs because rather than a 9-minute or 10-minute be right back break, you can have the streamer go to these. We're going to be like, hey, we're going to look into these matches a little more. Maybe you look at them on the overarching like spec cam and just kind of look at things and be like, oh, this is how this team pushed up this way. This is what they struggled with. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing. And I know we didn't get a lot of information on like private battles and spec cam and all that during the direct, but this is a huge step forward for competitive Splatoon. So a limited number of battle replays can be saved to a system. If the number is exceeded, older battle replays will be automatically deleted. You can favorite replays you'd like to keep. Battle replays can only be stored for a limited time though, and may be inaccessible after certain updates. So that makes sense. You only have a certain amount of space that you can store these replays. This last sentence here, battle replays can only be stored for a limited time. So I'm guessing if they have a major update in the game, if like a map is broken or if people find a way to kind of hack it, then they're going to delete those. They're going to just like wipe all the replays. You know, Nintendo could say, hey, we're going to make sure you get your replays saved or something. And then you can, because they're going to wipe it from the system. Yeah. You're assuming it stores their players' positions and they shot now? I guess I'm confused by that blue. Hey Boost, welcome in. But I think it's more of, they're gonna delete replays if a map has major changes. That's my guess. I don't know for sure. Also, if the music's too loud, let me know. I just am using the same setting that I had before, and I can turn it down. All right, regular battles. In the lobby, regular battles can be accessed via the battle pot. Is there music? Can you hear it? I have music in the background. These 4v4 battles are the go-to way for Inklings and Octolings to splat their way to victory. Battles are scientifically proven to earn you some experience and cash, so really nothing new there. Hey Andrew, welcome on in. Playing with friends. There are two ways to play regular battles with your buddies. One method is to create a group and have friends join up. A host needs to create a group that others can join. Once the desired number of players is in, the battle can start. A school of up to 4 players can join this way and will end up on the same team. If your school is less than 4 players, you can still start and have a random player round out the team. This is absolutely huge because this means you can buddy up in Turf War and everybody hop in a Turf War together. Now, I know that means you could be on a freelance team of a bunch of other freelancers and face an actual team in a Turf War. Yeah, that might make matchmaking harder for you, but the fact that we can buddy up and all play Turf War at the same time without relying on one person to join, and then we hope that we can hop in and play with them, I think this is great. It might make the Turf War games a little more unbalanced, but the fact that you can play with friends, I think kind of makes up for it. I think this is a very welcoming and good change that they have. Friends can also join the group after a match starts to get added to the next match when there are less than 4 players. Have a friend swimming solo, they can drop in and get in on the action in the next round, just like in the previous games. Our calculation shows that players who drop in aren't guaranteed to be on the same team as their friends, however. So yeah, that means if you already have, unless you invite them to join you, then they might not be on your team, which I think is fair because this is clearly the quickest way to add somebody into a match. And if you want them to be on your team, then actually invite them, you know what I mean? Let's hope they give friend priority instead of just hoping you get in when you joining a friend like Splatoon 2. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. Hey Chargebolt, welcome on in. Hey, well, we're happy you're here. Welcome. Talking about ghosts. If friends are playing when you pop into the lobby, you can see them and interact with a ghost version of them in form of 3D holograms. So this is basically like what you see in the lobbies, I think. Like they're in Inkopolis Square now. These splatty spectators may let you know what the modes they're playing, share their latest level up, or ask for friends to join a battle. Feel free to jump into a battle by talking to these ghosts or send them a fresh. So it's cool that we have more information about what like achievements that certain players have, because that's not something we see in a lobby. That last portion where you can join in with them is, I guess it's no different than going to your actual friends list and then clicking join turf, but we'll kind of see later on that there's more things that you can hop into rather than Turf War. Ghosts of teammates. Between battles, ghosts of your current teammates will also appear in the lobbies. These ghosts will move about the lobby, reflecting the actual movement of the players. They won't ink up your floor, but you can watch each other practice or just have a hologram hangout. Okay, so this is huge and something that wasn't really addressed before, but the what is it called? The testing range area. The testing range area, that is actually something that you can go into while you're waiting for a match. And they showed that during the direct, but that's not something we currently have. Right now, we just have this screen where you kind of wait and you just wait for the match to start. But the fact that we have an actual testing ground waiting for a match to start is incredible. You don't have to sit there and wait. This is a 10 out of 10 change. And the fact that we have the ghosts of the teammates, like I don't see how that makes anything worse. That's obviously just going to make it better because you can run around and you can't like shoot each other or anything. But this is a very welcoming change. This is important. So future update, connect via keywords. A notification channel will be added in a post-launch update. Simply put, a general keyword like hashtag Turf War Squids or Splat Zones fans to connect to a channel. This way, you'll be able to interact with ghosts of players who are using the same keyword. If many participants are in one channel, you may not be able to interact with all ghosts. This is kind of interesting because when looking at this, I thought this would be like a private lobby battle, like a code, but that's not really the case because it seems like these hashtags are searchable. It doesn't indicate that there's a password you put in, or like it just seems like anybody can make any of these channels and people will just go into them. Like it seems very not practical for the competitive scene, maybe? I don't know for sure, but I guess we'll have to find out. But I think it's going to be a good way to change, or a good way to search for something if you're like, hey, I want to play Clam Blitz private battles, and you could have like hashtag private battle Clam Blitz, and that's what you have, you know what I mean? All right, so main weapons. The main weapons that ink up the Splatlands are nothing short of a scientific marvel. Obtaining main weapons, strut or swim your way over to Ammo Knights in the square to get a main weapon. The owner, Sheldon, arms Inkling and Octolings with the most advanced weaponry around. Just make sure you meet the player level requirements. Sheldon looks for those things. The weapon economy in Splatsville operates not with cash, but with Sheldon licenses. These are granted as you level up and consistently use the same weapon to raise its freshness. So this is something that's different. You don't use cash to buy weapons, you don't use sea snails, you use Sheldon licenses. And from what we saw in the direct, these are all just like a unit of one, I think. So, you know, depending on what level you are, you get access to buy these. And I think some might be more expensive than others. And when you use more, this was kind of confusing. It's like, if you use more, you may get added benefits. And I had trouble kind of like understanding what they meant by that and dissecting it. So one Sheldon license if you're high enough level 3, if not. Oh, okay. Is that as simple as that? Okay, maybe I didn't take that away. Is your player level just shy of the requirements? Sheldon might turn a blind eye if you give him 4 Sheldon licenses. Okay, so maybe 4. So you can, if you have enough, you can buy a weapon before you are of that level. Okay. Weapon freshness. Experience received from battles goes towards your player level and your weapon freshness. Get more experience to raise your weapon freshness. That's casualty. Freshness will augment a weapon's functionality, but it can net you some Sheldon licenses and ornamental armaments for your locker. Master weapons and show them off. So yeah, we talk about the lockers. I think they kind of hint at it here, and maybe they'll pop up later. But lockers are going to be a thing in the game. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So the more you use a weapon, the more it's kind of like freshness in Splatoon 2, I believe. And I think if you stray away and use other weapons, your freshness goes down, perhaps. Maybe. I don't know for sure, because it said play consistently. So that's something I'm not entirely too sure of. Main weapons from past games. Players flock from Inkopolis Square to Splatsville. Might want you to add classic favorites to their inky arsenal. You'll be able to reel in the base version of all the main weapons from Inkopolis Square at launch. There might be some minor changes as a result of Splatlands technology development, but their base specs are identical. So, this is huge, and you'll see that there's a lot of big things that they didn't mention in the direct, but are going to be mentioned here about if you have Splatoon 2 and your current progress in the game. So this is saying if you have the base version of the weapon in Splatoon 2, congrats, import your data, you have it in Splatoon 3. Which I think is pretty cool. I understand if people think that's kind of cheesy, I understand that, but at launch, I don't want to be restricted to just a junior. I'm glad that we have an option, and I think it's fair that it's only the base version of a weapon. So I'm happy with this. You know, I think anybody who has all the weapons in the game would be pretty happy with it. It doesn't seem to be locked by... Yeah, so I guess technically if you own a copy of Splatoon 2, maybe you booted the game up and you only have a junior, then you will be able to get all the base weapons. That's true. That's a good point. Who knows? Explore new strategies with fresh combinations of sub-weapons and special weapons. Okay, so here's the really interesting part. Save data transfer from Splatoon 2. Online Splatoon 3 data, like player level, ranks, items, and gear, is automatically stored in a server connected to each player's Nintendo account. This is already different than what happens in Splatoon 2, because Splatoon 2 is saved to your system. There is no cloud in Splatoon 2. So, I'll kind of read on. Since things like progress and story mode don't require an internet connection, they can be stored via the save data cloud backup service included in Nintendo Switch Online subscription. So that's like most games that we have now. You can also play on multiple Nintendo Switch systems if your user account is tied to your Nintendo account. This is different because currently if you have a second Switch, like for me, I have a regular Switch and I have an OLED. If I were to go play my OLED Switch, I am still Falco. Like I have my same username, and I opened that, it shows I have, over 2,000 hours in Splatoon, but I boot it up and I am a level 4 because in Nintendo's eyes, it is a completely separate profile than what I have in this game. But here it sounds like if you have a second Switch, your data is going to be cross-referenced. So I think that's pretty cool. It reduces the number of accounts that you can have if you're one of those people who like to have multiple accounts, but I think this is a good change because it should be tied to your account and not to your console in general. Here's the juicy stuff. Save data bonuses. If there's save data from Splatoon 2 on your system, part of it can be transferred to Splatoon 3. There are even some in-game rewards for doing so. So this is nothing they posted in the Direct. This is all just right here, and they didn't do a good job promoting this website, honestly. So let's read through it. Receive 3 Golden Sheldon licenses that you can exchange for a main weapon, regardless of the player level. Okay, like that's cool. You get free gear. Here's something that's really cool. Join Anarchy battles from the beginning of the game, regardless of your player level. So this is huge because Anarchy battles are basically the new ranked, and this means you don't have to be level 10 to join an Anarchy battle. I don't know if it's laid out in here, but there are 2 different types of Anarchy battles. One where it is like, it's literally solo queue that I believe they mentioned that you can, like it's like you win 5 but can't lose no more than 3, and then you rank up or something like that. So I think that's traditional rank, and then they have a rank with friends that seems to be a more casual thing, but it's not necessarily league because you can, I think, have any combination. You could like buddy up with 1 person, you could buddy up with 2 people, and so I think that's going to be different than what we have, and it's kind of a change because a lot of people want a non-competitive ranked mode, and I think that might favor it. So yeah, it looks like these Golden Sheldon licenses are different. Blue says the gold ones are redeemable for any weapon, regardless of the level. Okay. Yeah, Anarchy, Open, and League are different modes, yeah. And League 1 exists day 1. Yeah, we'll probably get into that. I think it spells it out later on. 5 out of 5 Squid research lab scientists recommend transferring your data from Splatoon 2 if you have it. I think you should, because the thing is, a lot of people are going to be getting Splatoon 3 and have never touched a game. Do yourself a favor, do them a favor, make it fair, import your data. I don't know if because I'm X rank, that means I will be an X rank in Splatoon 3. All it says here is that start the game with a higher rank depending on your rank in Splatoon 2. And I actually didn't even read, I didn't read these 2 points, so yeah, we read that one. Then get matched against players with similar skill levels from Splatoon 2. So it never says you're going to be at the highest rank. I could see it being like, hey, if you were X rank, you are now S plus or something. Yeah. So I think that's good. I have no reason to be in the highest rank. It's a new game. I want to kind of earn my way there, but I also don't want to be a C- player. I don't think that's fair to anybody. Okay. You can transfer data once per Nintendo account by launching Splatoon 3 or entering the lobby while connected to the internet. In order to transfer, save data from Splatoon 2 must be on the same system. That makes sense. You can only do it once, so you can't cheese anything. All makes sense. Yeah, that's my guess. That's my guess too. Gear and abilities. Inkling and Octoling fashions in Splatlands is off the charts. The key element of fresh kit are headgear, clothing, and shoes equipped for splatting or selfies. Ability. Each piece of gear has a main ability and up to 3 secondary abilities. You can add secondary abilities at random to your equipped gear by obtaining experience and leveling up with it. The more star power the gear has, the more slots are available. Thanks transitive property or something. 2 brand new abilities discovered. Our research shows that MPU and Bob Defense Up are no longer going to be in Splatoon 3. However, further deep dives into our data point to previously unseen abilities being used across the Splatlands. This is really interesting because, again, we're going to be talking about things that were seen in the Direct, But if I assume everybody's seen the direct. So we have intensity action ability. In the Splatlands, you can maximize your maneuvers with the new Squid Roll and Squid Surge maneuvers. So Squid Roll is like if you're swimming and you just do a juke while swimming, but you jump up in the air. So think of it as if you're a dually and dodge rolling, but you're in squid form. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And Squid Surge is a way to go up a wall quicker. I don't know if it uses ink or not, but it's a welcome change, I think. I think it's a good idea. With the Intensify action ability, you'll keep more momentum when performing consecutive squid rolls and charge up Squid Surge faster. All right. It's only natural to lose some accuracy immediately after jumping or using Squid Roll and Squid Surge. This ability will lessen that effect. So kind of similar to MPU when jumping, I think for some players. Nobody's gonna miss MPU. What do you, yeah. Hey Curvo, hey CC, welcome on in. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat as much as I can, but I also want to kind of stay on track because I can only talk until the hour, and I'm almost halfway scrolled through, so we're actually on a really good pace. Sub resistance up ability. Mitigate effects from an opponent's sub-weapon with the recent discovered ability. Depending on the situation, you might take less damage from bombs and sprinklers, resist effects from miss, or reduce time spent marked. So, I mean, that's kind of like bomb defense up, but it just has a different name and maybe isn't really like tied to lethal weapons. So, I think that's very close to bomb defense. I don't really know. Ability chunks. Get your tentacles on some ability chunks by earning experience even after maxing out gear. So that is I think that's different because we can't get ability chunks after we max out our gear. Like it's not like a Splatfest T, because Splatfest T you fill it and then the thing just drops. Talk to the Lurkin Urchin Merch and give him some ability chunks to add secondary abilities to open slots on your favorite gear. Merch also has an all-new skill in Splatsville. He can swap out the primary ability, which I think is amazing. It is really, really cool. We can fully customize our gear now, like the clothing and everything. If you have enough chunks, you can literally customize your Inkling from head to toe. He'll need a lot of ability chunks though. That makes sense. Additionally, use Super C-Snails to reshuffle ability slots or pay some cash to scrub them, same as Splatoon 2. Visit Merch to use his services as you wish. Gear Star Power. Remarkably, Gear Star Power in Splatsville can actually go higher than 3 stars. That is interesting. You won't get more than 3 secondary ability slots, but you will learn a little more experience with that gear. So that's pretty cool. So you add more stars and you just get more experience, which, I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. You'll also get ability chunks faster, which is nice. So don't be afraid to raise the star power of your fashion, literally. Now, we don't know the highest it can go up. I have no idea what that's going to be. See something in the shop you already have, you could try picking up a duplicate to increase its star power. That's pretty cool. Swim by the shops daily to see the new lineup. This gives you a reason to actually go in the shop every day when you have all of your clothing. And if you're using cash, like for me, I maxed out cash in Splatoon 2. That's an actual use for cash. This way you can level up your, you're not restricted to using sea snails to level up your clothing. And I think that's great. I think they handled that perfectly. You're still using cash, but you can't just like build it up all at once. You're at the mercy of what's in the shop. I think that's a fantastic change. Merch is always on the lookout for some Super Sea Snails, so feel free to check with him for a rising star power. Catalogs and seasons, so this is going to be something different. Check out Splatsville's trendiest general store, Hotlantis, to get a catalog. With the catalog, you can get items by accumulating catalog points to increase its level. Catalog points. When you earn experience through battles and job shifts, so job shifts being Salmon Run, you can get the same amount in catalog points too. You can also earn catalog points via achievements, like getting your first win or doing your first job on the shift of the day. I think these are cool. These are like daily quests that are very reasonable. Whether you're a Splatoon super fan or only ink on occasion, you'll be able to complete the catalog bit by bit and get all sorts of seasonal stuff. I think that's fun. It's it's something to kind of keep becoming back each season. All right, player names and splash tags. Here we go. Residents of Splatsville won't step or swim outside with a splash tag. They function like a business card does for us humans. In the midst of a battle, on the job, or even just in the plaza, Inklings and Octolings will have their own splash tags already. Very, very cool. Nicknames. You'll need to pick a nickname when registering your splash tag. This is different from your user nickname on the Nintendo Switch system and will only be used in Splatoon 3. This is very important. We will not have to force quit the game to change our name. It is only in Splatoon 3. It is not your system username. Your nickname can be updated, but you'll have to wait a bit before changing it again. I guess that's good. I don't know how long is a bit, but actually, if you're doing tournaments and stuff and you want to change your tag, that might be a little bit, I don't know. But if you're like me and you very rarely change your name, then there's no issue. You'll also get an ID number that will help you identify you to other players. Even if you have the same nickname or as somebody else, your ID number will be unique. Changing a nickname will also change the ID number. So I originally thought that this was going to be great because it's kind of like a Discord tag. Like your Discord tag is tied to your Discord. If you change your username, you don't change your tag. But that's not the case because if you change your nickname, you get a different ID. So it's just an added layer of uniqueness, which I think is good. But I mentioned this on Twitch or on Twitter that for tournaments, you can't use the ID number to vet players because that can change when you change your nickname. So there's like kind of pros and cons. Pro that if you're like, oh, this person's in my, like if oh, Kyo's in my lobby. Is he not? Like, you might be able to tell by looking at his ID number and recognizing it if he never changed his name. Or, you know, because I could see players be like, hey, here's my display name now, here's my ID number. I kind of wish we had an ID number that never changed, whether it be like a 10-digit character or something. I know that would be a lot to show on screen. But the fact that it changes when you change your nickname is like, I mean... okay. You know, it makes it harder for tournaments and recognizing who you're playing with. It's still better than what we have now where we don't have an ID number, but I feel like it could have been a better step forward if they had it be if you couldn't change it, basically. All right, banners. Even the banners serving as a background for splash tags come in many fresh forms. Get them forms, okay, from catalog or the shell out machine in the lobby. I'm having a hard time reading this with all the weird puns. So yeah, you can have banners, you can customize them, pretty cool. Titles. No splash tag is complete without a title. Mix and match 2 words or phrases, also available from the catalog in the shell out machine to form your title. Aside from some special titles, each player will get titles in a different order, so expect a lot of variety. Once you get a title, try to come up with something fun and in your style. Can't settle on something, shuffle the titles and see what you have happen. I mean, it's just like if you were to play Pokemon and you talk to those, like in Pokemon Gold and Silver, and you talk to the trainers who are also like the news interviewers, and you type an adjective, type a noun, like that's basically what this is. Badges. Show off your individual personality with your badges. Meet certain requirements to deck out your splash tag with up to 3 badges. Achievements like getting 50 regular battle wins and earning 1,000 or 10,000 Grisco points will earn you more badges. Badges are pretty cool. We'll take it. Anarchy, battles, and ranks. This is really interesting. This is the new ranked mode in Splatoon 3. In Anarchy Battles, the 4 modes are Splat Zones, Tower Control, Rainmaker, and Clam Blitz. So unfortunately, we didn't get any new modes, but fortunately, I can't do it. Can I do it? Fortunately, Clam Blitz is returning, so I'm very happy about that. Reach level 10 or transfer your save data from Splatoon 2 to get in on the most chaotic competition around. Makes sense. As we saw that you can transfer your data, and it again, you could be a level 1 in Splatoon 2, and it sounds like you can automatically play ranked. Get in on some Anarchy battles to earn points and raise your rank. This is the most organized Anarchy we've ever seen. Thank you, Team Chaos from Final Fest. All right, 2 types of anarchy. So, we mentioned there's going to be 2 types of modes, like ranked modes. There are 2 distinct types of anarchy battles: Anarchy Battle Series and Anarchy Battle Open. Choose whichever piques your interest. Anarchy Battle Series. In Anarchy Battle Series, work together with random teams to get multiple wins to take in the points. Hey, not so fast there. You don't need to sacrifice some rank points compatible with your own rank as a fee of some sorts. You'll pay up, then match up with teammates of similar ranks and skills. So do you pay cash to do this? Maybe? I don't know. But it's basically like the new, it's like ranked in Splatoon 2. But it's just called, or like, you pay, okay, you pay rank points, which I guess we haven't really seen. Okay, so like you pay 20 rank points, and let's say you win, you could get 50. You win your series. I think that's pretty cool, because that way if you lose, that's basically like losing points, yeah. Opposing teams are not only based on rank, but also the number of wins in the current challenge. So do you stick with your same teammates moving forward, like from game after game? I don't know. After battle, stick with your current... Okay. After battle, stick with your current team or pause the challenge and come back later. All right, so you stay with your team. Never mind, that answers my question. Or you can kind of dip, but then you get a new player, I guess. So just like if you keep winning a lot, you're maybe more inclined to stay, I guess. I don't know. The challenge will continue until you've won 5 times or lost 3 times. Then rank points will be dueled out. You get more rank points the more you win, naturally, but getting medals is another way to get some rank points. We ran the numbers and we found that the higher ranks require more points to challenge, but they provide greater point rewards, which makes sense. So that's, you know, I think that's the new solo queue, which might take some getting used to, but I'm looking forward to it. Next, we have Anarchy Battle Open. This is kind of like ranked, but with friends, but it's not League, if that makes sense. So whether you are playing solo or with friends, Anarchy Battle Open welcomes all team configurations. Groups can be made with two to 4 players. So you could have a player of 3, and then you'll get a random. I think this is cool because this is like how Splatfest Turf War is handled. So I think that's nice. If there are fewer than 4 players in a group, then a random player will be selected to round out the squad. Yep. Your group will be matched up with teammates of similar skill levels to the player with the fewest ranked points in the group. Wait, I'm going to reread that. Your group will be matched up with teammates with similar skill levels to the players with the fewest ranked points in the group. Why am I having a hard time understanding that? Like, does it kind of round down? You'll face an opposing team with a similar skill level to your team to keep it fun. Yeah, tries to make it fair. But similar skill levels to the players with the fewest rank points in the group. Your random teammates will be similar to the worst player on your team. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. I needed... Blue, you're gonna have to like translate half of this stuff when it goes over my head, but I'm glad you're already doing that. All right, join the Anarchy by yourself or with friends and choose how you want to earn and spend points in Anarchy Battle Series or Open. What's extra fresh is that each type of Anarchy Battle will have a different active mode for added variety. Okay, so that's good. Kind of like League and Ranked though, you know? Ranked points in Splatsville will increase or decrease based on the wins and losses. They aren't tied to a specific mode. Interesting. So play hard and earn points while your favorites are active. All right. Ranks and rank up battles. Let's put a microscope to ranks in Splatsville. Threshold analysis shows rank goes from C- to C, C+, okay, the standards, A, S, and then S plus 0. Actually, the S plus 0 can go all the way to S plus 50. This is identical to how Splatoon 2 is at launch. And I think it's good that we don't have an X rank at the beginning because they're just going to let people get to S plus 50 and then decide things from there. Splatsville is also home to rank up battles, kind concur these milestone melees to go from different letters ranks. For example, C+ to B-, you need to put in some rank points on the line. So rank up battles can only be done in Anarchy. So you need, okay, so basically you need to get rank up points to compete in regular ranked. Is that right? And then like if you run out of ranked up points, you have to go back into Anarchy. So that's kind of, Anarchy is kind of like the farming pool to play ranked. Is that right? Am I reading that correctly? I hope so. Battle together with players in the ranked you're aspiring to and get those 3 wins before 3 losses to successfully rank up. So that it's very straightforward here. Here it's 3 wins before you get 3 losses. So it's just, that's what it is. It's very easy. Anarchy is ranked. You assume the thresholds are amounts of rank points. Okay. Losing doesn't cost you your rank, just some points and maybe some pride. Keep your chin up though. You can keep trying when you recoup those rank points. So, okay, I was gonna say, can you lose your rank then? In Splatoon, once you get to a rank, it won't go down as you play. However, all player ranks will go slightly down every 3 months for a new season. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So Blue says, once you get to, say, 100 points in C+, you can pay 10 to do a series and B- to try and rank up. Okay. I think having it in a system and having it slightly go down is fair. I mean, that's just a way to keep you to play. And it's different now than if you continue to do 9 out of 10 X rank placements, you'll still be in X rank. How's this calculated? First, look at the highest rank each player has reached up to that point. In theory, a rank will drop by 2 from the highest rank the player has achieved. So the S+0 to S+9 crew will drop to S. Anybody above that will revert to S+0. That makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. Because yeah, like by 2 whole units. Okay. Our data indicates that the method of adjusting ranks may change in future updates. Makes sense. They just want to, like, obviously we want them to make the game better, so that's totally cool. Okay, future update X Battles. Coming in the future update, X Battles will be the true testing ground for the highest ranking players all around. You'll need to have a power of S+0 or above to even attempt this feat of battle for X power. How X Battles work, you have to face this challenge alone. Diving in with a team of friends is not allowed. You'll be placed on teams with 7 other top performers who have a similar X power in a particular mode. So this now is restricted to mode. The first 5 battles serve as an evaluation period to figure out your X power. So you only get 5 placement matches. Interesting. You'll first be matched by the skill level in each mode. X battle regions and X rank. Okay, so this is very important because I saw a screenshot of this. There are 2 regions of X battles, the Asia, Australia, New Zealand region, and the North American and Europe region. These determine who your opponents will be, and you'll select a region during your first foray into X battles. A recommendation will be provided, so it's a good idea to stick with that. Regions cannot be changed during the season. So, this means for us North Americans, assuming we choose North America, and everybody who's in the Asia, Australia, New Zealand area, and I don't know if that includes Japan too. Well, it's Asia, so yes, it does. They will all be in their region. Clearly, at the beginning of the season, you can choose which region you go to, but I'm sure the game is going to be like, hey, you live closest to here, you should join this one. But this is good. I think it's going to help with latency a little bit. And I know us North American players typically are not as like, there's a lot of good players in Japan, and when I get in a lobby full players from Japan, it makes it very hard, because even though we're both 2200 players, their 2200 is higher in my eyes, if you know what I mean. Like, it's harder. So for each mode in the region, the top 500 players will be honored. X battles and Anarchy battles. Finding other players for X battles might take a little longer depending on your region, time of the day, and weapon loadouts. At this high level play, teams with similar loadouts are matches. Joining the X Battle Elites doesn't mean you can't join Anarchy battles too. Pick your flavor of Anarchy based on the active modes and your own preferences. So it's kind of another option that's going to happen, which is going to be cool. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to play competitive, it seems like, or at the competitive level. Other battle modes, it appears the lobby has some sort of other modes too. Private battles. The world is your oyster when you join up privately with friends. Pick your mode, teams, and stages. 8 friends can play together with up to 2 additional spectators. So we're still restricted to 10 players in a lobby. Battle replays are safe for private battles too, and especially ink-drenched battle may be worth reviewing later on. I already mentioned this. This is going to be huge for tournaments, for players to help improve their skill level and try and get better at the game. Future update, League Battle. After a post-launch update, teams of 2 or 4 will be able to join League Battles. Like in Splatoon 2, you and your friends compete for League Battles in a 2-hour window. Since they're a bit of a rowdier bunch, sometimes residents of Swatsville go a little rogue and throw some special modes into League Battles. Interesting. Grisco Industries, so now we're finally on to Sammy. I'm excited for all the ranked stuff. I know it's not very clear how Anarchy is going to work related to your skill, but I guess we'll have to kind of see it in person, and like kind of the way you rank up and points are awarded. Maybe we'll get more information later on, but I think this is really cool. All right, Grisco Industries. During an investigation of some questionable business practices in the Splatlands, we came across Grisco Industries hidden in a Splatsville basement. They offered a dangerous job, but someone's gotta do it. Take on Salmon Run and collect eggs by defeating Salmonids. New office building. This time around, Grisco has a waiting room for workers. Yay, we like waiting rooms. Prepare your shifts by testing out weapons of the day or by practicing the new egg throw using mock eggs. That's very nice. Like in the lobbies, you can watch and interact with Ghost. I love it, I love it, I love it. Yeah, the replay system is incredible. New pay grade. Key success metrics in Splatsville have been improved. The professional title has been usurped. I did not say that right. By Executive VP, providing a shining new rung on the corporate ladder. Your earning power will increase with a higher title, but the job sites will get more intense too. Transfer is just a stupid word for them to use. Yeah, I get it. Like, because you're not transferring all your data. You're like influencing your starting position of Splatoon 3. We've even recorded a 333% chance increase in hazard level at the site where Executives VP works, or where they work. Grisco points and rewards. Salmon Run workers in Splatsville get Grisco points and earn reward capsules. Like in Splatoon 2. Exchange these capsules for cash and items at the exchange desk. As an employee benefit, you can earn catalog points in addition to Grisco points for jobs. This way, even those who play Salmon Run can still increase their catalog level. Very nice. King Salmonids, the big chonker. King Salmonids. The ever-adapting Salmonids in Splatlands will acclimate to your sense, sometimes even unleashing an attack from a King Salmonid after the 3rd wave. The extra wave. Hey Enigma, welcome on in. Once King Salmonid strikes overtime in the form of an extra wave begins. This is really cool. I think this is awesome. At this point, just try to deal as much damage to the King Salmonid as possible. If your team gets wiped out during this, you'll fail the extra wave. Don't worry, HR will still recognize you successfully completed 3 waves. So if you do get extra wave, you're still gonna get your points even if you lose. Pretty cool. I think it's kind of funny because it's gonna just be like that extra hype, like, oh, here it comes, let's go. You know, I think that's awesome. Secret weapon, the egg cannon. When the extra wave starts, you'll get an egg cannon to fire back at the King Salmonid. Get your hands on the golden egg and then press A for a whale-sized smackdown. So this is cool. You can use your golden eggs to fire at the big Salmonid extra wave boss. Doesn't sound like you can use it in regular salmon in the regular waves. The extra wave is a fight for survival, so no egg basket here. Use these golden eggs for offense and fire off that egg cannon. And yeah, these are all timed, so you have a time limit on when you need to beat them. Fish scales. Top performers who make it to the extra wave and damage the king salmonid can get fish scales. There are 3 types of fish scales. The rarer varieties are more likely to drop after higher hazard levels. Exchange this extra employee benefit for special designs for splash tags or items in lockers. So getting more loot. Getting more loot, I should say. Change your work outfit. Get flexible with the dress code by changing scales for an alternate work outfit. That's so cool. So you get to change your outfit for it. For Grisco. Splatfest. Splatfest returned in the Splatlands as a grand celebration of all things Turf War. 3 teams. Yes, we did see 3 teams in the trailer, or in the direct. With 1 theme and 3 different options to choose from, players will answer a question and battle alongside others who choose the same answer. 3 options, yes. 3 options means 3 teams battle it out in the Splatlands Splatfest. Once a Splatfest is announced, you can answer the question and choose your team as the Splatfest pledge box in the square. Splatfest tea. It's scientific fact that everybody loves a freebie, so enjoy your complimentary Splatfest tea once you vote. All Splatfest teas have an ability doubler as their primary ability. With this, merch requires fewer ability chunks to replace primary and secondary abilities on the Splatfest tea. Make it your own. Splatfest sneak peek. As soon as the theme is announced, Splatfest become front and center in Splatsville. I'm happy Splatfests are coming back, by the way. This is really cool. The period between announcement and the first match is a Splatfest sneak peek. During this time, cast your vote and then raise your catalog level by battling and working shifts. You'll receive conch shells this way. So that's, is that the same as sea snails? No. So like you get to do things once it's announced, but before Splatfest starts. It's interesting. The number of conch shells collected by your Splatfest team during the sneak peek will actually impact the final result. So it's like it's like before Splatfest, but it still affects the result. It's interesting. Even if you can't attend the actual event, you can help out your team by gathering conch shells during the sneak peek. That is interesting. Spend conch shells at the shell out machine. Spend conch shells in the lobby for a chance to win items and for splash tags and lockers from shell out machine. All right, Splatfest main event, the first half. Once the Splatfest begins, you'll be in the first half. That's math. The introductory inkage will take place in Splatfest Battle Open and Splatfest Battle Pro matches, so very similar to what we had in Splatoon 2. Gain clout based on wins, losses, and points from inking turf from both modes. Clout will also impact the final outcome, so try your hardest. So now the Splatfest Battle Open. Oh wait, yeah, this is part of the first half still. Fight for your choosing cause in a 4v4 turf battle. Players can join Splatfest Battle Open solo, or they can group up into groups of 2 or 4. Literally the same, I think, as previous Splatfest. If you're a fan of your assigned allies, you can choose to battle alongside with them again, and if you stick with the same team and rack up same victories, you'll face other opponents with consecutive wins to keep the competition fierce. Pretty sure that's how it was in Splatoon 2. Splatfest Battle Pro. Independent study more your speed. Join Splatfest Battle Pro alone and play against other like-minded strangers. Just basically the pro mode, yeah. Here your Splatfest power will change as you win or lose. Both your allies and opponents will have a similar Splatfest power. The top 100 players from each of the 3 teams with the highest Splatfest power will be designated as the Splatfest Top 100. So every Splatfest is going to have 3 teams, which I think is pretty cool. The times 10, times 100, and times 333 battles. I gotta get through these pretty quickly because my lunch break is almost over. Multiplication time. Occasionally you'll encounter times 10 Splatfest battle. If the calculations are correct, you'll earn that points. Win times 10 to get festival shells. There are a lot of different units of rewards. If your teammates hold a lot of festival shells, then even more multiplication could occur. A times 100 battle. These battles will grant you a windfall of 100 times, so you're more likely to get these multiple battles if you have more of these points. So times 333, same thing. Okay, second half of a Splatfest main event. When only 24 hours remain in the event, so it sounds like all Splatfests are going to be at least 48 hours, perhaps. The halftime will be released, including naming the team with the most clout from the first half. The second half also heralds the arrival of a tricolor turf war, which pinches the winning team against two struggling behind. That's going to be really cool, and the footage of this was awesome. Tricolor Battle, in addition to the Splatfest modes mentioned above, Tricolor Battle mode will be available to players in the second and third half. Solo or duo players on the same Splatfest team can join a Tricolor Battle. When joining this mode, players challenge the first place team. I wonder if your ink will cover, like if I'm on the losing red team, if my losing blue team partner, if we can ink each other. Like I wonder if Friendly Fire is on, basically. I think it kind of is, because I think you still want to outplay them too. So the first place team is a group of 4 in a tricolor turf war. They're challenged by 2 teams of 2 players. The team that inks the largest area in 3 minutes wins. Yes, okay. Defending team will need to protect the ultra signal in the center of the stage to win. So that's like keep away. That's really cool. The attacking team must take aim at the ultra signal and keep defenders from getting ahead. Ultra signal in the Sprinkler of Doom. Once the ultra signal is touched, it can be secured by challenging and charging it with ink power. Once secured, the ultra signal sends in a signal to a member of Deep Cut. Oh my gosh, so this is like the killer whale in Final Fest. The Deep Cut member will show their support with the Sprinklers of Doom, which will give the attacking team even more ink power. Automatically increases the team's inked area, challenging and securing the ultra signal. Also increases clout at the end of the battle, so go for it and don't hold back. The defending team needs to coordinate and protect the ultra signal from the opponent's threatening tentacles. I think that's so cool. It's just so different and just a mix up from traditional turf war. I like it. Final results. After Splatfest concludes, the final results are announced. Points are given to the top teams in each category. The teams with the most points wins. According to their calculations here, odds up. Total votes, 10 points. Conch shells per day per player during Sneak Peek 10. Sorry, I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit because I do have to go. Okay, this is it, actually. Never mind. Individual clout from Splatfest Battle Open 15 and yeah, Tricolor Turf War. So a lot of your points come from the individual clout, which makes sense because that's like winning the regular game. Super Sea Snails. Now you need to return to Splatfest T at the end of the Splatfest, but if you do, you'll get some Super Sea Snails out of it. Again, same in Splatoon 2. You can get Super Sea Snails depending on how high your Splatfest rank is. Your Splatfest rank goes up depending on your play during the Splatfest main event. The winning team will get some extras for their hard work. Keep an eye on Splatoon NA for more information. Oh my gosh, this is so cool, guys. This is so cool. A lot of good information, but I think the main takeaway from this is what we saw that we can benefit from by playing Splatoon 2 and importing our data and kind of seeing how that's coordinated and getting a closer look at Anarchy battles, because that wasn't really touched up on during the Direct. That's going to be something that's crucial. Yeah, lots of good quality of life things that they mentioned. You know what I mean, importing the data. So yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I'll probably upload this to YouTube because I never upload anything on YouTube. So I'm gonna say bye to YouTube right now. I'm gonna stop my recording. Bye, YouTube.